It's an expedition like no other. A group of researchers using a unique winter expedition trucks from Ford on a mission to the North and South Pole.
It's very, very interesting. And just to see these, I love the pictures just from the North Pole that you have within these, in the story about these trucks.
Yeah, and we're talking about Ford trucks because we're keeping it with the Lions theme.
Absolutely.
Here, Ford family. But yes, this is a very great mission that these people are on. And it's a team of explorers, and they made sure to stop here in Detroit to make a stop at the Ford World Headquarters in Dearborn, because that's where the trucks are made. And I got a chance to check out the vehicles in Corktown in front of Michigan Central Station. Take a look.
These vehicles are all part of an expedition coined the Transglobal Car Expedition.
Never been done before, on wheels, all the way around the world through both geographic poles.
Andrew Comrie Picard is one of the 15 members from all over the world taking this fleet of trucks up to the North Pole and then down to the South Pole.
Now, if you think your last road trip was a long one, imagine this. These vehicles took off from New York City last week. They're going to complete their trip in May of 2025. Yes, that's a 17-month journey.
Their first stop had to be Detroit, the home of Ford Motor Company, who made all of these vehicles.
It's one of the reasons we use the Ford vehicles for this expedition is because of the light weight of the bodies combined with the sort of robustness of the drivetrain.
Each vehicle is built to handle the different types of terrain.
So basically, what we're trying to do is that we want to drive on a road, and then when we drive on a snow, depending on how soft the snow is, we want to deflate the tires.
Okay.
And we deflate it down to 2 psi.
The trip has been in the planning process for the last 5 years, preparing for everything, even the amount of gas to bring along.
What about filling up on gas?
So this car has 150 gallons in the back here.
The team also had to place other vehicles from their fleet that can float for when the team reaches water.
Then when we get to the tip of the world in the high Arctic, we have amphibious vehicles that are already stationed up there that we took up last year. They're able to float, and that's necessary because part of the north is open water, and increasingly with climate change it is open water.
So what's it all for? Well, besides doing something that's never been done before, it's science-based, conducting experiments and collecting data for things like ice thickness in areas where ice is melting from global warming.
But also to triangulate the data from the satellites to make sure that they're true, and they're often not. It's very, very difficult to get information on the thickness of ice in the north.
Well, were those shots of the North Pole or Metro Detroit?
Hard to tell today.
Yeah, look pretty similar. But this trip really is remarkable. These people, they're leaving their families for that amount of time, 17 months. And since I caught up with them last week, they've already made their way to Jamestown, North Dakota. Tomorrow, they're going to reach Canada. You can follow along on their journey online at transglobalcar.com.